So my left leg is forward. I'm leaning into my right hand. I reach into my belly with my left hand, and I'm gonna go into the lower left quadrant of the belly. So belly button is here. I'm gonna go a little below the belly button and a little to the left of it. My thumb is not gonna be involved, just fingers, and I'm actually forward like this. And I really let my belly lean into my hand, and I'm gonna dig into my belly with my fingers and sort of hoist my belly sideways over the thigh, okay? And then I bring my hand up to the ribs and I lengthen my ribs forward. So it's, my hips are back, I dig into the lower left quadrant of my belly with my fingers, dig in and move my belly to the side like I'm moving my spine sideways. Then I come up to the ribs, so my hands are on the bones, and I lengthen the ribs forward. Belly over, ribs forward. Then I get that sit bone down and I lunge forward, okay? So this is just an added way to really get into the psoas. It's usually too complicated for me to teach to people in a weekend. They get overwhelmed by touching their belly.
In the fundamentals, you taught it, and the next day, when like the teacher's day, you were like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, forget that. Yeah. It just opens up this can of worms for people at the beginning. So, and then I do think that the tucking the back toes back is good for you. And
toes, like having the pad of my foot on the ground. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, toes tucked instead of toenails. Okay. It'll just give you this little extra bit here of lengthening in the psoas. And then what I really wanted to show you here is you can add in this little massage of the psoas with some movement. So what you do is you bend your elbows a little bit and you push into your hands like you're gonna back up. Well, like you are backing up, but you're not gonna come all the way out of the pose, but you're gonna back up just like an inch or two and then come forward again. But it's my arms that are instigating the movement, not my hips and pelvis. My spine and pelvis are completely relaxed. The psoas is relaxed. And the hands and arms are facilitating this forward and back. And you can coordinate it with breath. So you would exhale back and inhale forward. And if your breaths are really long, the movement will be really slow because you're only moving a couple inches. Exhaling back, inhaling forward, and just covering the same ground back and forth, really in that tight wad of psoas, not, going back and forth and then coming further forward each time and further forward each time. It's not that, it's covering the same ground back and forth like.
Bending the elbows, right? Bending the elbows?
Yeah, the elbows will bend so that you have arm strength to facilitate the movement. So I bend my elbows and I push into the block to move back, and then I just go forward like this. So the arms are facilitating the whole thing. And usually when you're doing movement, you have to be relatively vigilant about what's working and what isn't working. Like, okay, my triceps are working and my forearms and my psoas is doing nothing and my hips and pelvis are just hanging. My spine is not doing anything. So it's not coming from the pelvis thrusting back and forth, but really from the arms. Okay. And gravity will help as well when you're moving